Baba Knobby Knees never washed her hair, and she had fleas in her hair. And Baba Knobby Knees never washed her socks, and she had slugs crawling in and out of the toes in the hole. Oh, Baba Knobby Knees didn't like anybody, and nobody liked her. She had one eye in the middle of her forehead. She could take it out for deep places to keep an eye on things. But Baba Knobby Knees, one thing she didn't like was people. And every time somebody moved next to her, she had to pack up all her stuff, and she had to move all the way away from the people, and it got to be very boring after a while. So she decided that she was going to do what her cousin, Baba Yaga Spindleshanks, did. She was going to cast a spell on, yes, she wanted to get a house like Baba Yaga did that was made out of a chicken. And Baba Yaga's house had a big, tall house built on chicken legs. But chickens aren't much good in a swamp. So Baba Knobby Knees decided that since frog legs taste like chicken, she would make hers out of a frog. So she took a nice big fat frog and she put a spell on him. And the frog began to grow and grow until it was so high that the legs looked like trees. And then she said like this to the frog, and the frog knelt down. Yes, she did. And the frog knelt down and she pointed a finger at him, and a hole opened up in the middle of the frog's tummy. And the frog thought he was going to burst, but he didn't. He was hollow inside like a Halloween pumpkin. I like the cat. And then she pointed a finger to each side, and there was a window opening up on each side of the frog. And then she put a window in the back of the frog. And then she blew sand at them, and they filled in with glass. And last of all, she blew sawdust, a big hole in the front, and it turned into a beautiful blue door with a doorknob right in the middle. Just a minute, we'll get to the kitty cat. Okay. And then she stamped and stamped and stamped around inside the frog until the floor was nice and flat. And she had a nice house to live in, and she lived in her bed in her stove, and she was really happy. Because now she didn't have to move anymore. If she wanted to go anywhere, she could just say, "Come with me," and the frog would follow behind her, and she would go wherever she needed to go, which was very nice. Now, this story is really about a cat, right? So, if you were a cat, what would your name be? Well, if I ask you to pretend you're a cat, and I'm saying, "What's your name?" what are you going to say? You're going to say, "Meow, meow," because that's all cats say, right? Meow, meow, meow. Is your name Meow? Meow.
What a pretty face.
Isn't that a beautiful pussy cat? So Meow had been lost for days and days and days and days and days, and was very hungry. When all of a sudden, it smelled something wonderful. It smelled something delicious. It smelled chicken! Chicken! But not a little chicken, it smelled a lot of chicken. So it went running through the woods as fast as it could, and it ran past some oak trees, and it ran past some maple trees, and it ran past some willow trees, and it ran past some green trees, and it said, "Green trees." And it backed up and looked up, and you can have a seat down, gentlemen. And it wasn't a tree at all, it was a frog. Well, Meow had always heard the frog legs taste just like chicken. So that chicken was what it was smelling, was the frog legs. So he opened up his mouth as wide as he could, and he took a running start, and he leaped up in the air, and he chomped right onto those frog legs. Yeah. Right, if you were a frog leg and a cat chomped onto you, what would you do? Yes, you jump and bounce and kick and run around in circles and jump up and down. And what was happening to the little house up on top? Side to side, and the window on that side opened up and all of Baba Yaga's wands fell out. And the window on that side opened up and all of her candlesticks fell out. And the one in the back fell out and went out with her hat. And last, the front door opened up and out fell Baba Yaga, still in her bed, boom, right on her head. Oh, she was not a happy witch. She ran over to those frog legs and she grabbed that cat and she said, "Cat, what are you doing?" And the cat said, "Meow." She says, "Cat, I asked you a question and I want an answer. What are you doing?" And the cat said, she says, "Cat, I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm asking you a question. I want you to tell me, why are you biting my frog legs?" And the cat said, she says, "Cat, if you're not going to talk to me, it must be because you don't like me. Well, I don't like you either." And mushed up that cat and stuffed her into the wishing pot and wished her to be gone. Poof! And the cat was gone. But it's a magic too. Ready? The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, she thought it was a goner, but the cat came back, it just wouldn't stay away. And the cat came running right back into the clearing again with its mouth wide open, leaped up in the air, and jumped right back onto those frog legs. What did the frog legs started to do? Jumping all around. And the little house on top, what happened? It was bouncing all around, and the window on that side opened up, and all Baba Baga's teacups fell out, and the window on that side opened up, and all of her silver spoons fell out, and the window in the back opened up, and her very best teapot fell out, and at last the front door opened up, and out fell Baba Baga, still in her bed, boom, right on her head. Now she was really mad, and she went up and she grabbed that cat and said, "Cat, what are you doing?" And the cat said, she says, "Cat, I'm asking you a question. Please answer me. Why are you biting my frog leg?" And the cat said, "Oh," Baba Baga said, "listen, I'm going to give you one more chance. Why are you doing this to me?" And the cat said, she says, "Well, cat, if you're not going to talk to me, it must be because you don't like me. Well, I don't like you either." And she took that cat, and she got on a broomstick, and she flew way to the other side of the forest, way over the hills, way over the lake, way over the mountain, and finally landed right down in the clearing. And she got out and says, "Cat, just to make sure you don't come back and bother me again, I'm going to keep my eye on you." And she took out her magic eye and she put it on the path right next to that cat. Now I've been telling you how hungry that cat was, right? What did the cat do? What did the cat do? Yeah, what did he do to the magic eye?
Eat it.
Yes, the cat ate it. Now I got to ask you, what do you think a witch's eyeball tastes like? Pretty yucky. So she swallowed it real quick, boom. So she didn't have to taste it. And then the only thing that Baba Knobby Knees could see was the inside of the cat's stomach. So Baba Baga just hoped that that cat would come back, and sure enough, the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, thought it was a goner, but the cat came back, it just wouldn't stay away. And the cat came running back in with its mouth wide open, and it just about as one to the chomp on those frog legs again. Baba Baga said, "Cat, is that you?" And the cat said,
Yeah.
she says, "Cat, please don't bite my frog legs anymore. Please tell me why you're eating my frog legs." And the cat said, she says, "Cat, can't you say anything else but meow?" And the cat said, she said, "Of course, you're a cat. You can't say anything else but meow, can you?" And the cat said, so Baba Baga did a spell on herself so she could speak cat too. And then she said, "Meow," which means, "Why are you biting my frog legs?" And the cat said, which means, "Because I'm hungry, you silly witch." And the cat said, well, Baba Baga said, "Well, if I feed you, will you promise not to eat my frog legs anymore?" And the cat said, which means yes. But you know what happens if you feed a stray cat, you're stuck to that cat forever. So Baba Baga says, "Does that mean you're going to live with me all the time?" And the cat said, which means yes. So Baba Baga says, "Well, if you are, would you please do me one last favor and give me back my magic eye?" So Meow did just what cats are very good at doing when they spit up a hairball. He went, "Nip." And out came the magic eye, and Baba Baga wiped it off on her dress and stuck it back in her head, and she was fine. And so the cat never tried to leave again, because once you feed a cat, you're stuck with a cat. And they lived happily ever after, and that's the end of that story.